So here's the money shot of the Chinese flag. I'm going to show you how you can focus in on anything and see God's omnipresent face. Jesus Christ promised it, King David prophesied it, and the apostles confirmed it, that we see God when we obey Jesus Christ. See, Jesus Christ saved us from something. That something is doubt about God. Now, when you can see his face and everything, trust me, you don't doubt his existence. And that means that the enemy has no power over you, which fully rules. So you can see here, we've got his two eyes, his nose, and his mouth and his beard right there. I'm going to play around with it a little more because a lot of people just don't get it. That he is everywhere, and omnipresent means omnipresent. Like, we can see him in everything, which is just amazing. So I'm going to take away these stars. Just imagine that you're focusing in on him. Oh, I actually messed that up for the one that I want to show you. The example of God's face that I want to show you. Hold on a second. Okay. So if you focus on these stars, there's a good example right there. You see his two eyes, his nose here, and his mouth and his beard. So if you've never seen an omnipresent face before, or anything else omnipresent, you're probably like, what is this guy talking about? But it's real, and you can check out my other, I don't know, 1,000 examples that I have on my channel. So I'm using the Chinese flag because it's something that everybody can get their hands on. It's not like, I took some picture and photoshopped it and wow, you can see a face. So let me see here. If I erase all this, all these stars up here, and I cut the top two triangles off, then you can see two eyes and a nose. It's actually one of the worst examples I'm going to show you, but it is his face. Trust me, I've been looking at it, or at him, for 13 years. Sometimes you can see his eyelashes and eyelids and eyebrows and everything else. So don't knock it because I'm working with the Chinese flag here. Let's see what else. Let's take out a random star and take out this star, and even just taking out those two stars, you can see how his mouth is right here. He's got an open mouth, his nose is right here, and this is his beard under here. I'm actually totally serious. Everyone's like, what was this guy talking about? But yeah, I can actually see his face and everything, so that's your tough luck if you can't. It's really tripped out if you can't, honestly. So I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. And actually I want to get a different angle on it. And rotate one more time. Okay, yeah, like this. This is the angle that I want. Let me pause it and come back. Okay, so I zoomed around on another angle. I actually forgot in the last example that I showed you. I forgot about this. I actually made some t-shirts out of it. Out of this example that I'm going to show you right now. So if I leave one star, then you can see that it's his eyes, his nose, and the stars, his mouth, and his beard. That's what I should have showed you like a few minutes earlier. I was just like, trust me, it is, but actually I cut out his eyes, nose, mouth, and beard. But this is the making of the video, right? So I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm sure I won't lose any of my massive subscription that I have. The big 156 people who pressed subscribe by accident and then forgot about it or something. Well, humanity has been stupid for a really long time, so I'm not actually offended by it. Like 2,000 years later, and I have to show you that God's face is everywhere. Please. So here's another example. Take out all these stars, and up here you see his eyes, his nose, and his mouth and his beard. Keep in mind, this is the Chinese flag. There aren't a lot of angles and things to play with here, but it is God's face in the Chinese flag. If you can show me a giraffe like 2 or 3 times, then I'd say, wow, a giraffe. But what I'm doing is showing you that we can see God, and if you had any intelligence, you'd at least, give her a try. Like, hey, if I obey Jesus Christ, then I get to see his face and live eternally. It's worth a shot. Complete imbecile. Okay, so I'm not doing too many big cuts here. I'm just showing you a few different examples. And you know what? That's all I can see here in the Chinese flag, so I'm going to end this video right now, except for the obvious. Wait, I'm going to show you one more time. Just take a look at this. The top 2 are his eyes, the bottom is his nose, and that's his mouth and beard right there. And you're not going to be able to make any sense of it unless you actually do what Jesus Christ says. Poser. Probably say you're Christian, probably have said you're Christian all your life, but you don't do what Jesus says, so you don't see him. Stop being a pussy and do what he says, and you'll be able to live forever and not be such a bastard. Alright, thanks. That was God's face in the Chinese flag. We're done.